Welcome back everybody. If you're new here, this is Elm Bonsai, and today I have a Chinese elm that I bought at Home Depot quite a while ago. I think I actually made a little video on this one. I actually moved it from its little clay pot that it came in from the store into this large nursery pot. And the whole reason I moved it into this larger pot was so that I could get this kind of growth that I'm getting right now. And it's going to stay in here probably for at least another year. I'll see how well it grows. But I've just let this grow. I think I got it was like late November is when I got this tree. I'll have to go back in my videos and check the dates. But I haven't had it all that long and it's put on a ton of growth. I've had it in my grow tent in this pot, kind of off to the side of the grow tent so it's not under direct light. I wasn't quite sure how much light I could put into this tree, so but it seems to be doing great in that corner. And it's getting to the point where these are like growing up the walls and they're like tucked down behind the drainage trays. So at this point, what I need to do is come in, cut off some branches that are growing down, branches like this that have kind of died off, wire up some branches, especially this one right here. I want to get it growing in the right direction. And I kind of want to pick a good front for the tree at this point and a good position that I'm going to have it in when I finally have it in a bonsai pot. But not gonna go too crazy today. Just gonna get rid of all this dangly stuff. Like I said, wire up a couple branches and we'll kind of see what I come up with. One of the big cuts that I am gonna make today is up here at the top. We have a portion here where 3 major branches are growing in together. If I don't get rid of one of these branches, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get a ball up here where the trunk gets much bigger than it is below it. And I think, just looking at the branches, that I'm going to take the one that's on the front here. It only has 2, they're nice branches that come off of it, but out of the 3 branches here, this one has the least amount of growth and the least amount of character and shape. So I think if I'm going to sacrifice a branch, it's going to be that one. The rest of the big branches are going to stay for now, and I will be taking off some of the smaller branches. Like I said, the ones that are growing directly down, they'll be going. If I can bend them enough to make them look like they're growing out horizontally, I'll definitely go ahead and do that. But if I can't, they're just coming off, and then this is gonna go right back in the grow tent and just keep growing until it gets warm enough outside to actually put this back outside. Now, it is late February. They're showing for the next 2 weeks, we're having temps of, during the day anyways, anywhere from 38 all the way up to 52 degrees. It looks pretty consistent, so we're getting to that point where I can actually start moving a lot of my trees that I have in winter storage back outside, and repotting season is coming up quick. I am going to have some videos on my Scots pines and junipers, my bigger ones. I'm going to be doing some major cuts here within the next week or two, maybe even a couple this weekend, because I want to do it before the sap starts to thaw out and starts to flow really heavy, because then if I make those major cuts, the tree could actually bleed out and it could cause either damage or kill the tree. So anyways, back to this tree. I'm just gonna kind of dive into it and leave the camera rolling, and we'll see what I come up with. But just to start off, I think this right here is where I'm gonna have the front facing you guys. To me, it has the best, not only S-shape movement, but it has some depth to it. Once you get it to like here, or if you flip around the other way like here, there's really not much depth or in and out movement to the tree. It's just a very 2D S shape. So I could either have it here like this, which to me just doesn't look as nice as it does like this. Now I know it's probably hard to see on camera because you got all these branches in the way, but to me the trunk looks the best like that. And one more thing before I dive into just shaping the tree and getting rid of some branches that I wanted to talk about was, let me zoom the camera in. All right, so I'm not sure if you can see it, but right here, right where my finger is, I actually cut pretty deep all the way through the bark down to the actual wood of the tree, a big V notch in the trunk, because there were no branches down here at all. And this is a trick that I learned from Milton Chang. He has a bonsai channel on YouTube, has way more experience than I do, so definitely someone that you guys should follow if you don't already follow him. But this was one of the tricks that he talked about, and I've implemented it on a few of my trees, including this one, and it works. I put that notch there, like I said, back when I got the tree in November, and as you can see, a branch popped out right below it, and it started to grow. Now, the reason this works is because it stops the sap flow up the tree. So the sap only has two options. It either can grow out into a new branch, or it can go around that cut. So for a while it's going to go around the cut, but eventually it's going to cause any buds that are below it to actually bud out and create a branch. So that tip does work, works very well. And again, not my trick. I learned that from Milton Chain, so I don't want to take credit for that, but definitely something I'd like to share with you. So I'm going to zoom back out a little bit and get going on the tree, and we'll see what this looks like after I'm done with this quick little shaping. everybody, so that's what I came up with. Again, it looks pretty bare now because I cut a lot of branches off, but over time this will grow back, and I think I've set up some pretty good pads for development here. And then I've chosen kind of a new leader branch, which I can tweak as time goes on, you know, once the pads fill in. It'll take a decent amount of time for that to thicken up to the point where I can't bend it anymore. So I think that's a good starting position. Again, the front's going to be somewhere, you know, in this area. Not 100% sure yet. Again, the roots in here are kind of loose, so this thing can kind of wobble back and forth. When I get it in a bonsai pot, I can really secure it down into a certain position and then really pick the front. But it's going to be somewhere in this area. It also looks really nice from back here, I think, somewhere around there. So who knows, maybe in the future I'll decide that that looks better as the front. But either way, I've kind of set up the pad so it works from those two angles. And again, I don't want to do it quite like that because it's very two-dimensional. Same with this side. If you do it just like that, all you get is that two-dimensional S shape. There's no real depth to the tree. So again, thinking either there or most likely this right here will be the front. So hope you liked that video. Again, it's just a quick trim up, getting some branches set in place that I know I want to keep, and eliminating branches I knew I didn't want or that were already dead. And now this is just gonna stay in this pot for, I think I'm gonna leave it in there for another year. I really want to see how much I can grow this tree in this big pot before I transfer it into a small bonsai pot. So again, that's Chinese elm. I bought it at Home Depot. I didn't buy it in any type of fancy bonsai online store or anything like that. This is just a $30, you know, Chinese elm from a box store. So working on turning it into something really nice, and I think slowly but surely it is turning out to be a really nice bonsai tree. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you on the next video. Again, I'm going to be bringing on a lot of my bigger conifer trees over the next 2 weeks here and getting them really trimmed up, getting all the major cuts that I want done now, and then we'll just kind of go from there as spring goes on and work on all the other trees. But I'll see you on the next video, everybody.